So today we're going to be talking about colonizing the self, decolonizing the self, reclaiming embodied knowledge through nature-based inquiry by coming home to the nature of your nature, you know more. And I got it. There we go. So aloha, I'm from Maui, Hawaii. Welcome to your decolonization adventure, a sacred return to your body, your breath, and your blood and bones. I'm Dr. Valerie Simonsen. I'm a naturopathic physician, global integrative, about 45 years, 46 years, running around the world, and the co-founder and president of You Know More. It's a nonprofit that was started during COVID for first responders, healthcare providers, educators, and community leaders, offering restorative care. We do holistic restorative care. And just a little plug, since the fires on Maui, we've served 2,400 people on our island with restorative care. The essence of this whole thing of decolonizing is to come home to the nature of your nature where you know more. As you decolonize the soil of your being, your body, you reclaim this cellular memory and an innate intelligence that's encoded in your being and in the earth. Today, we're going to learn about how to heal the colonial fractures between human and earth, and we're going to use a little bit of poetic and relational inquiry, relying the body and the earth through ritual, breath, story, art. I love art. Integrate cellular and somatic ancestral wisdom to restore reciprocity between the self and the planet and reframe the body as a biosphere where the stewardship of the earth starts inside us first. So our outcomes is to cultivate an embodied awareness that the health of the earth mirrors the integrity of the self. And we get a renewed sense of relational sovereignty, develop practices, bridging science, spirituality, and the story, and embodying the understanding that decolonizing our body is a radical remembering of who we truly are. So we're going to return to your primordial oceans. Before we were people, we were the primordial ocean. We were the fluid, the formless, and the free. And we were interwoven all with life. And your body, that is 75% water, is made up of the tides, the memory shaped by water's intelligence, still carrying the song of the sea in every one of your cells. So we're going to look at the origins of life, and this is the scientific aspect of it, is that 3.5 billion years ago, cyanobacteria became photosynthesis, where it took sunlight into energy and releasing oxygen. This reshaped the Earth's atmosphere complex to emerge. And from these blue-green algae ancestors, our ancestor, it developed plants 400, 500 billion years ago. So when we think about the origins of contemplation, did you know that your body shares 50 to 60% of the same DNA as algae? The first to turn light into life. And that's why this young man, is happened to be my grandson, is sitting and watching the sunset here on Maui. Because there's that biological realignment as that sun is making its transition, or we're making it our translation around the sun. The light within us remembers every breath that we take is an echo of the first photosynthesis. Our inner algae still prays to the sun within ourselves. I'm going to go to the egg. Here we got an egg, the female egg and the sperms, and talk about discernment. This egg is the golden chalice, the keeper of ancient codes, a silent sentinel. She is selective, only the valuable, and I want you to notice how I spell valuable, allowed to enter the sacred rhythm of life that they hold within. Now, the sperm and the egg, they meet in the sacred tide. The cells are mingling and uniting. And I encourage that we all become that discerning, like that ovarian egg, that we take they and take them out, which has been talked about earlier, and put your innate wisdom back in. And then the key is to keep them out. Keep them out. That's how we decolonize the self. To decolonize is not just to come home to a place, yet to be the innate intuitive wisdom within. Colonization did not just steal land, language, and autonomy. It fractured the bond between the flesh and the forest, the breath and belonging. Yet beneath all the debris of the empire, whoever they are, them are, something ancient endures within you, a rhythm older than conquest, still pulsing in your blood and in your bones. Your soul is the soil for your body. So as we are rooted as our soul, rising towards the sun, the radiant sense of self is just magnified. So colonial systems, and that's, I'm just going to call the they or them, replace plant medicine with pharmaceuticals, severing healing from ceremony and body from spirit. They taught us to distrust our bodies, seek authority outside of ourselves, yet you know more is a biological truth. Soul memory lives in your bones, your blood, in the water, and cannot be colonized any longer. Your soul memory is futurely illuminated by the golden ratio, the spiral, which we saw in that last presentation. Seashells, galaxies, pine cones, roses, your ears, and your very DNA. This isn't symbolism. This is a truth in form, a whisper from your creation, reminding you that you are made of the same intelligence as the stars, the seas. The spiral teaches us that emergence and return are one sacred cycle. Growth moves outward, healing moves inward. So, despite what Leonardo da Vinci and Rene Descartes' influence said way back then, your body is a place where you live. This is not a machine. It is an ecosystem alive with pre-human DNA that remembers how algae once turned sunlight into breath, which we call photosynthesis. And some of the ancient lights within, I've highlighted these. We used to have all of these things, and we still can when we unplug from so much of the artificial world. But biophotons, the plant-like energies, melanin, vitamin D, photo products, energetic light. When we connect with this part of us inside of our being, this inner calling, that whisper, and when we return to the sacred ceremonies of understanding we are the light, these bodies are light, then our cells change radically. I'm going to share just a really quick story about the ancestry of ash and bloom. In 1980, in Montana, the Yellowstone Park burned. And when we were able to go back in there, the fauna was different. I didn't even recognize any of the plants. When we took the scientists in there, we found that what had happened with the heat of the fire, the seeds of these ancient plants only found in fossils were now growing. Well, in Maui, we had this horrific fire. Whoops, I'm gonna, well, that's okay. We had this horrific fire in Maui, and everything was destroyed. And but one day I saw a little touch of green. And every day this green got a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger. Then they built up these walls so you couldn't see. But eventually what happened was this banana tree came over. Out of the ashes came this banana tree, and it was bearing fruit. When I was working on the front lines over there on the west side in Lahaina, Maui, that when people would come to me, they weren't talking about the fires. They were talking about what happened to them when they were children. And what I watched thousands of people do was rise from the ashes, just like this banana tree. And now they're bearing their fruit and they're sharing their wisdom throughout the world. So I'm going to bring it back to the earth for a minute. And your body is 75% water. Water holds memory to heal. It hydrates your innate ancestral memory. The rituals, food sovereignty, ceremony, collective care, what you're doing is you're restoring not only your bodily systems, yet your cultural and spiritual vitality. And remember the Tao of water. Water always finds the way. It always finds the way. So I invite you to return to the primordial ocean and the womb of the earth, the source of all life. Remember that water holds and births all beings, and be the way of the water, soft, adapting, moving. And in that, I'm going to bring in this aspect of geomorphism, which is the earth structures reflect the biological patterns. As you see these trees, it looks like the lungs. The earth whispers its stories in shapes. Mountains rise, rivers carve, valleys bow, each form a verse in the poetic form of life. So the human body as a landscape. Each part of the body mirrors nature, a living map of healing and memory, and belonging. I need to stress belonging. So, as we're going to go on this journey and visit with all of these tribal systems that you have within your respiratory, circulatory, and so on, I'll walk through that just to save time. Right now, I'm going to just encourage you, if you can, put one hand on your belly button, your umbilicals. Your belly button, your navel, which pertains to a ship, is your body's sacred center. It's the bridge between heaven and earth. So as you place your hands on your belly button, comfort your belly and connect with the heartbeat. Breathe with your belly. And let's go on this adventure together. You are the captain of your ship, and your ship, this earth ship, is your body. So I'm going to talk briefly about stem cells. And stem cells, perhaps they were once paused, quiet in their hidden blueprint, sunlight sparks of photosynthesis, copper peptides conduct symphony of repair, and life blooms green with possibilities. We're going to bring the stem cells into the respiratory system. The respiratory is the breath of the earth, the voice, and the sea. Breath is your contract to life. And as you look at this slide, a bird sitting in the tree is not afraid of the branch breaking because their trust is not in the branch, yet in their own wings. And your breath is the wind beneath your wings. The circulatory system, the rivers within, the blood and the breath, like tides rising and falling with life's rhythm, carrying memory and earth's pulse, whispering ancestral songs through your veins, the lava of living. Like the nautilus shell, the heart grows in spiral chambers, each building balance and flow, sacred structures of growth, rhythm, and remembrance. Your heartbeat is the tide of your ancestors. The digestive system is your inner garden of life. Your gut is the ecosystem rich with microbial life, ancient allies born from the ocean floor of fermentations. Like soil feeds the roots, microbes nourish you from within. And as you eat a rainbow every day to feed this inner garden, color is medicine. I'm going to go into the doctor's signatures for a minute with food. So Ancient knowing that the shape, the color, the form of organism reveals its healing properties. The walnut looks like the brain. Kidney beans look like the kidneys and aid in kidney functions. Carrot, the cross section, mirrors the eye, supports vision. You ever seen a rabbit wearing glasses? Nope, don't. Ginger root resembles the stomach and the intestine, aids in digestion and gut health. Avocado, shaped like the womb, linked to fertility and reproductive health. The fig resembles testicles, traditionally supports male for infertility, fertility. So now let's drop into the gut knowing. We talked about this earlier, or someone did. The nervous system is the light beneath the waves. The nervous system is like the lightning in the water, electric threads, awareness rising from ancient depths. The first brain, the enteric wisdom of the gut, hums with life unseen, while the vagal nerve, which is in this brown picture here, is our second brain. I like to call that first. It's but it's like the sunflower, and it reaches from the gut to the brain, and brain to the gut, and it follows the sun. It rotates just like a sunflower does. And one of the ancient, many of the ancient dances to reset your vagal nerve is the Sufi with their whirling dances. The hula flows with the ocean and the land. The haka is the ancestral, the honoring the ancestral and embody reverence. African rhythms, ground and the universal heartbeat. Boom, boom, boom. Odyssey, traces the cosmic geometry throughout the universe by form. Tai Chi flows with the chi, the life force, and then ecstatic dance is the freedom to be yourself. So as we look at the endocrine system, is the inner messenger. And I'm going to focus on the thyroid right now. And the butterfly looks like the thyroid looks like a butterfly, and it is the center. The throat is the center of transformation and voice. And also the sphenoid and the sacred pelvis also look like the butterfly. And the endocrine system flows in a spiral communication, guiding growth, rhythm, and becoming. Your body is an alchemy, turning breath, thought, and presence into form. We all love a butterfly, transformation. Next, we're going to go into the immune system. The immune system is like the coral reef. It's the oceans within. It's the wise garden of boundaries and belongings, a coral reef, alive, listening, remembering, lymph, clear streams, silently guiding life's rhythm. And then we have these sacred pools of lymph nodes, restoring your wildly wholeness. We have neutrophils, lymphocytes, macrophages, eosinophils, basophils. They're all the cleansers of the ocean, the cleansers of your internal ocean. And they all know their job and they do their job. I'm not going to go into autoimmune diseases right now, but what we're going to find out later is more about that. So the urinary system is the river of release. It's like the flowing mountain streams. This is from glacier parks in Montana. The streams filter like roots and let go like rain. That's what our urinary system does. Restores the inner balance with quiet wisdom. And into the reproductive system. The reproductive system is the ocean of origins. Life begins in a saltwater womb, amniotic fluid, echoing your marine beginnings. Sperm and egg, they come together and they meet in this sacred tide, and they merge, creating this thing that we call life. Our skeletal systems, the bones of becoming, from fins to limbs, from notochords to spines, your skeleton carries the memory of water and the dream of land. Coral of the sea, branches of the tree, your bones are the scaffolding of evolution, rooted in ocean and in earth. The tree, they're the rings that bind us. Look at this picture, this tree stump and the human fingerprint. It's the same. The muscular system. The muscular system is earth in motion, like the tectonic plate shifting beneath the sea. Muscles shape and move you. They rise like mountain ranges, form from deep forces, structures of born fluid origins, always becoming. And did you know that smiling burns more calories than frowning? So nature's workout, no gym required. Grim and burn off those calories. The integrity system is the bark of your body. This is like our skin is like the bark of the tree. It's the hair, our nails, protecting, breathing, sensing. They are the outer forest, weathered, wise, making time, holding memory, and opening to touch like the leaves of change. Your skin reflects your inner being. And right now, I see you. Be your spiral. Return inward. Returning inward is not retreat, it is a reunion, like waves that pull back from when waves pull back, not in fight, they pull back to gather strength and they create resistance and foster resiliency, a sacred place to rest, a sacred place to rest. Your wholeness, reclaim your wholeness. This is your birthright. The water is the ripples. The water in your body, they're the ripples. Be the water, reflect, be still, sparkle, let go. Expand yourself, flow with others, spiral inward, go wild, and create new paths. Move like water, make each step a prayer and every word a word of love. Stay low like water, humble, flowing, and wise, and let your path be the way of water. Move by breath. And how we do this is through ceremonies of remembering. Breathe, breathe in the present. Step barefoot on the earth and say, I remember, I return. Be the craftivism. Draw a spiral, and in the center, write your untaught truth. Be the wave. Release not what is yours. Spin, undulate, and be free. So Earth's pulse is moon's whisper. So plant with the new moon, harvest with the full moon. You are the earth. You are the mountains in your spine that rise in strength, the trees, your breath, breathing, wisdom, waters in your veins, flowing with memory, lava in your hearts, pulsing creation. You are the soil. You are the star. You are the root. You are the flame, ever transforming, ever whole, a living hymn of earth remembering who she is. Ripple, ripple. And in this ripple, you see yourself. You are the earth. Be yourself. You are the earth is you. This is how you decolonize yourself. Welcome home. You are home. This is your body. This is where you live. Innate wisdom will never be colonized. Your body, the sacred earth you inhabit, nourished with the knowingness that remembers how to live in harmony with the sun and the moon. This is your birthright, the nature of your nature. You know more. So if you look closely at this globe, look inside. You are a reflection of nature. Nature is a reflection of you. This is you. And I believe in you. I believe in you. I'm Dr. Valerie Simonsen. There's my website, drvaleriesimonsen.com. We have a YouTube. It's called Yes, You Know More. And we have the nonprofit You Know More, youknowmore.org. Thank you for this opportunity.